What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? Elmo Gonzalez here, G Sports Entertainment. Back again with Jeremy Mitchell. Today we want to do a video if there was an event next month, right after Eternity Code comes out. What deck, card for card, would Jeremy run? Main, side, and extra. In today's video, we're going to talk about his deck, the cards that he would run, how many, and why. What's going on, Jeremy?
What's going on, Elmo? I'm pretty good. I think it's going to be pretty interesting once everything comes back. So, just my thoughts on the deck. I do feel like there are cards that I would play if something like this happened and we're able to start again. I think definitely the cards to play would be, in my opinion, because I know people will say,
Well, before you go on, let's go monsters, spells,
yeah,
traps.
Yeah, so just to start off, I would still play 3 Magister. I think that's a card that people will, it's kind of debated in the whole Prism group. All of a sudden now they think you shouldn't run 2 or, shouldn't run any. I've seen some of that. So I personally like 3. I think it's just a really great card. I would also play 3 Reflection. I think Reflection it's so good. It at least gives you a starter. So I know people don't like it sometimes, but it does give you a starter, something that holds counters. So in my builds, I play a lot of stuff that tries to give me a whole counters. I play Citadel, So anything that gives me counters, I like playing. I don't like, the whole chronograph. They don't hold the counters. I would say they don't hold the counters like I would want them to. So that's why I don't play chronograph. But other than that, though, definitely 3 Reflection. Let's see, 3 Big Eye Endymion. I think that's a really staple in Endymion right now. So 3 Mighty Master. The Spellbook engine, it's debatable how many you want to play. I still like, you could play more. I've liked it when you played like a higher version of the Spellbook engine. I personally just still like the Blue Boy, the 2 Spellbook of Secrets, and the 1 Spellbook of Knowledge. I know my friend Joseph, he's been testing adding Master and Fate to the deck. So I haven't tested that yet. In theory, I think it's nice to you can get 4 draws. So I have to test that, but just going by my head right now, I think Secrets is. I think the regular is 4 Spellbooks, Blue Boy, 2 Secrets, and 1 Knowledge. It's just fine. And I will say this. So I have gotten a lot of people. Messaging me saying that I should definitely give the Magician's Vestige build another try. So I've been testing with it and everything, I would say for about 2 days now. And I kind of like it. I think when I actually had the right hand, when I actually had it on my opponent who had Dark Ruler, it kind of made me feel good. Like, okay, so it's pretty good. I like I just like that it gives me counters, if anything. So have secrets. Not secrets, but like servants. Servant with 2 Vestige. That's already 2 counters for servant. And then any other spell that gives it a counter. So gives it 3 counters. So that's why I kind of like it. But other than that, yeah, it's a great card to get the recovery. Get the Blue Boy from the graveyard to the field again. You can play 2 Blue Boy if you really wanted to maximize that. For me, I just like 1 Blue Boy. I don't like seeing multiples. But yeah, I would say I'll probably run the Magician's Vestige build, give it a try with 1 right hand. I don't play left hand, I don't think it's needed. But definitely 3 of them. And this gives me something, and I found ways to pop as well. So I would play a Daybreaker in my extra deck. That helps me pop the Magician's Vestige if I can't find a way to pop it, or if I get asked or whatever. I'd pop the Vestige and get the Magician's right hand. So I've won games with just right hand and Jackal on board. Because right hand, I don't know why I always thought right hand destroys itself. I don't know why I always thought that. I didn't read the card that well, so I do apologize. But yeah, I kind of like right hand a lot. So I'm going to give it a try. Of course, you play with 3 souls. Definitely play with that. Just helps you, plus a little bit. Also, I still like a high version of the Mythical Beasts. So you're talking about 3 Cerberus, 3 Jackal, Yes, I play 3 Jackal. I mean, I like seeing hands with Cerberus and Jackal because I know I'm going for Bashlik at that point. So basically, Bashlik, Garuda, and Baby Jackal. You can go with 2 Garuda. It's not it's not necessary if you don't want to go with 2, but I would definitely play 1. I think Garuda's insane. I keep saying that in every video. Other than that, and going to the spells again, I mean, of course, like I said, Magician's Restage is a really powerful spell that you can play in this deck. Of course, the Spellbook Engine. I still play 3 Institution. I'm probably never taking that out. I mean, I do sometimes side out 1 going second. I mean, sometimes. It just really depends on the matchup. Like against Salad, I'll probably side out 1 of them. But other than that, I mean, I love Institution. It's too good. It's too good to have that. And for people who say, oh, it only works well when you have Cerberus, that is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. Institution with Citadel gives you Baby Jackal, which can put counters, using Baby Jackal to convert counters on your Institution plus Citadel again, which gives you fodder for Big Eye Endymion. Like, it comes up, it comes up a lot. I don't think you just need Cerberus and Institution automatically. That's the only way you can make a board. I think that's crazy. Institution comes up so much, especially like if I already have a good board. Because the way I play it is, I probably never said anything like this before, but when I play, before I use my my spellbook, like Crowley or whatever, I usually pin summon everything out. I don't really try to pin summon everything last. I pin summon like first now. It isn't like how it used to be back in the day, at least not for me. So I'll pin something like 1 Jackal, then go on the Spellbook Engine with Crowley to put counters on Jackal. So if I draw into Institution, I can place Institution, then search Garuda. So I do things like that. Like my pin summon isn't what it it's not what it used to be in this deck. You don't really need to pin 5. I usually just pin 2, and everything else, Servant, Magister. Jackal in hand to put it in scale to summon Cerberus from extra. All those things help summon cards from different ways instead of just pin summoning. So that's just one of the things I want to tell you guys, that you don't have to always just try to draw. They have no counters on board and then just pin summon everything out. I'd rather pin summon the 2 monsters, Jackal, Big Eye Endymion, whatever, and then just start playing spells to get counters. So that's kind of how I play it. But other than that, just trying to think off the top of my head. Just spells in general. Of course, Citadel. I think Citadel's insane. 3 masteries, self-explanatory. Desires. You can play 3 or 2. I kind of go back and forth with Desires. When I played like a build I have online right now, I'm playing 2 Desires, just because I want to fit everything in. But you can get away with 3. I've already, Desires. It is what it is. It's a great card. But you could play 3 or 2. Right now I'm playing 2. But like I said, I'm not the big hole. I'm not the biggest draw kind of guy. That's not me. I like to have at least some of the cards in my deck left after turn 1. So I'm not trying to end up with just 7 cards left in my deck. And then if I make a board and my board gets broken, I lose. So. But other than that, that's a good reference to the main. Everything else, you can put in whatever you want. Me personally, that's what I would play. I don't think Secret Village is needed when you play the Magician's Restage build, because Dark, right hand is your pseudo Secret Village, and it's a lot easier to access. Instead of hoping that you draw a Terraform or hoping you draw in a Secret Village, I can just Restage, get it to the grave somehow, and then search the right hand. So I really like that engine. I'm gonna give a good shout out to Alexander. I don't know your full name, man, but definitely I'm giving you a shout out because I think you're the one that started this on the pin group. If you're not, I apologize for the person who did, but I really like it. I've given it more of a chance, and it's giving me some good results. So extra deck. From past videos, nothing really has changed. There's also debate about 1 or 2 Selene. Not 1 or 2, but 2 or 3. It comes up. It comes up sometimes that you maybe need a 3rd. That's if you're trying to max out on Selenes and just keep trying to go into 1 Selene, get counters, bring stuff back, then go to another Selene, all that. If you want to do all that, then you probably need to play through Selene. But me, I think 2 is fine, especially when I want to play other stuff in Master Deck. Also, in my main deck, I play one Instant Fusion. I think that's really good right now. I think it's a great card. Even a one little niche scenario where you Instant Fusion, go Thousand Eyes Restrict, I believe, and take one of the monsters, and then you use souls to get rid of the equip, and then draw a card. So that's a nice little interaction. I think that comes up. I mean, Instant Fusion's at 1, so it doesn't come up that much, but I think that's a nice little niche play. But so with Instant Fusion, I play a whole bunch of the targets. I don't play Millennium Eyes. I just don't like it. I feel like it's really niche in my opinion. Will it help out in some scenarios? Yeah. I mean, if your opponent has Ash, and Millennium Eyes stops it. But I'd rather just have Thousand Eyes Restrict and Window, because Window by itself can win you games. And what I would usually do if I have Instant Fusion, I summon Window. If I go into Selene later on in my combo, the last thing I'll do is summon back Window and pass. So the first thing they'll try to do is try to run it over, right? Because it's in defense, 800 defense. They'll try to run it over. After that main phase 2, they'll try to special summon. Then that's when you use Selene effect. So you don't use Selene effect at all until they get rid of Window, because they have to get rid of Window. Most combo decks are gonna have to get rid of Window. So that's why I really like Window. You could play Predator Plant as well. Shout out to William for mentioning that. I didn't even really think about that, the whole Predator Plant card. I think you can copy Instant Fusion, send it to the grave. But I don't like giving up resources like that, me personally, because you have to link into Selene, then link into the Predator Plant link. So you give up a lot of resources just to do that, just to get wind out. I just don't like that. But you could definitely try it. I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. But other things about the extra deck, I still think Broil Sword is needed. You can play the Access Code Talker. You can play both, to be honest. But I think people, for some reason, wants to put those two in the same category. I like Broil Sword. I still think that's way better, in my opinion. This helps end games quicker. Just looking at my extra deck now, I don't think Appaloosa is needed. I know some people think, what? I don't think Appaloosa is needed at all. Because really all I aim my board on is usually Selene and Pendulum Monsters. I never really think about going into Appaloosa. Appaloosa is just it's not really needed, in my opinion. I'd rather go into Access to Code Talker going second than going to Appaloosa. That's just my opinion. Also, IP. I don't think IP is really that needed, if you ask me. I don't think I played it in the build that I showed in the pinning group. I rarely go into IP. That's one reason why I cut it. I know Ezekiel's probably going crazy now when he hears that, but I've never been the person that goes into IP like him. He goes into IP way more than I do. It goes through with your play style. So I personally just don't play it. I don't think it's needed, but you definitely could play it. It's an amazing card. And other than that, the Absolute version. The Absolute. We're talking about these two cards. I think that's a really good combo now, especially with Selene being out. You could play these two and go into it. That's why I like 3 Reflection as well. It gives you another level 7 to go into that place. So I usually try to go into that as much as I can. But Daybreaker, you definitely want to play that. Crowley, self-explanatory. Gravity Controller, I play that because there are a lot of times where you go, Cerberus and the Jackal and the Cerberus, and you don't have another way to get that Jackal out. You want a Gravity Controller to give you another zone. Then you can send out the Jackal that you put in the extra deck. So it comes up a lot. Easy out to Avermax. So I really like Gravity Controller. I don't think there's any debate about that. Link Karibo I also play because I play a lot of level 1s. Link Karibo and Relinquished, the 2 Link 1s I play, because again I play Instant Fusion, so it's usually always live when I go into Thousand Eyes Restrict, especially when I need to get it off the field because I can't attack with anything other than Thousand Eyes Restrict. I believe that's what the effect says, so it kind of locks me out, so I have to get rid of it. Also, in little scenarios where you're playing against dinos, they give you the token. You use the token to go into Karibo. So it comes up a lot for me, especially online. So I really like Karibo. Of course, the Relinquish Link 1, I think that's a really good card now. You want to make sure that you punish people who put their monsters under the extra monster zone. So if you go into, makes one baby Jackal. The main reason why I play is because it makes one baby Jackal a knowledge target. So I go on baby Jackal, go into Relinquish, suck up a monster, knowledge is the way to draw 2 cards. So I think of little things like that. So, but other than that, I can't think of anything else that I would play differently in the extra deck. I don't play Dweller. I don't think it's needed. It's an amazing card, but I don't have enough level 4s in my deck. So, And when it comes to the side deck, I think everybody's side deck is very just, it's whatever anybody's preference really. So I personally, I don't think I usually this kind of contradicts everything that I've usually said. But in this meta here, I don't think you can play just Dark Ruler and Sphere Mode or Lava Golem and say that's it. I think you really need to have something that slows down your opponent. I mean, so like I would play right now online. I play like 3 Impermanence on my side and also 3 Nibiru. I don't like Nibiru because of course I don't like seeing it as my 6th card. But in this meta, if you let people go off, they're going to just. I mean, people are going to TG Hyper Librarian like Rooted on Eldritch. They're going to Hyper Librarian, Formula Synchron, drawing 2 cards. Even if you have raw Sphere Mode, they're going to have tons of hand traps, tons of back row. They're drawing into so many cards. You have to stop them. You can't just say, okay, well, I'll have raw Sphere Mode. Especially people siding, opponent of the Red Lotus. Look at your hand and banish it out your hand. So I don't think it's right, especially in this unless we get a ban list. Believe me, I want a ban list that I hope they just at least somewhat put these cards to a manageable power level. But me personally, I don't think you can rely on just Sphere Mode, Lava Golem, or Dark Ruler, because by the time you draw that stuff, by the time it's your turn, they're going to have a full board plus hand traps plus that opponent they more than likely already have set because of all the cards they draw. So it doesn't really make sense to just sit there and say, okay, well, I'm just going to side Sphere Mode and just try to win that way. By the time, you just can't do that right now. I just don't think it's right. So that's why I play stuff to try to interrupt them. Impermanence, Dark Ruler, not Dark Ruler, but Nibiru. I've seen people play Token Collector. That's a good card, I think, especially with with Link Ross, the Mecha Phantom Beast Link. You want to play cards that, just like I said, only in this meta, I think you have to. If you want to have any success, you have to play those kind of cards. It's going to suck to draw Nibiru as your 6th card. I hate that, but sometimes it just got to that point where it's necessary. You have to slow down your opponent. You can't just rely on seeing Sphere Mode. Other cards, I don't even play Evenly Match anymore because Evenly Match it's not really that great. People are going to have negates like it's nothing. The best 2 decks of the format is, of course, Animancipator and Eldritch. And most of the time, they're going to have a negate for your Evenly Match. You have to use this debate and use that debate. It's just ridiculous. So I'd rather just, I play 3 Dinko. I think Dinko is still insane. Cyclone, I think Cyclone is a little bit more, it doesn't hurt me when it's late game and I draw into it. Unlike Evenly Match, if you draw into Evenly Match, it's pretty much dead. So I like Cyclone where it's another spell and it gets rid of those Eldritch, spell or traps. So and gets rid of anti-spell. But other than that, I can't think of and also Summon Limit. I think I said that about that in my last video. Summon Limit is a really good card going first, especially game 3, because your opponent's going to try to side in Dark Rulers, all this stuff that try to stop your board. They don't really keep in Cosmic Cyclones and Twin Twisters going second against you. They shouldn't. But that's I won so many games where people Dark Ruler me, but then the last thing I do was flip up Summon Limit, well, pass, and I kill them. So Summon Limit is just an amazing card. Remember just to always hold it until the second summon, and then flip it. You should be good, okay, most of the time. So, but yeah, those are just my opinions on the deck. Again, you can play any way you want, but that's what I would play if an event happened next month or whatever. I would definitely play something similar to what I'm saying today. I feel like those are the best choices, especially my side deck choices. I really want to emphasize that you should not play Sphere Mode right now. Just not now. In this meta, no, because your opponent is going to go haywire on you. So those are just my opinions, and if you disagree, I completely understand. But that's what I would play if we had an event coming up.
So again, today we wanted to talk about if there was an event coming up next month. Restrictions are lifted off of everything, and we had an event. This was probably the deck that Jeremy would be taking to said event. Look for in the description below. We'll we'll give you the deck list that he will run if there was an event. Again, thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's doing well. Until next video, Jeremy and myself, we'll see you. Bye. Anything you want to do for